I'm going to try again because I waffle a lot and then I forget things and I put it in at the end. It's all disjointed and a little bit crazy. So I'm over here again because the cat is on the sofa. I would show you, but then it's just fuss. It's just a cat on a sofa, so I don't know why I want to show you. Like, I'm proving that my cat is there. Like, my word is not good enough. Yeah, I'm in that mental state. And I apologise because I keep yawning, so I'm going to try taking deep breaths to stop. It's not going to work. For goodness sake. Oh, I don't yawn. And for sorry, I end up doing that. I don't yawn at any other point until I start filming. And then I yawn like a freak. Yawn my ass off. It's so annoying. But, right, getting down to it, I'm just an overview. I had the Anomaly scan on Monday, the 20-week scan, whatever you want to call it, to check everything's fine. So I will go over that in a minute and I will insert pictures at the end. I'm going to take a moment to talk about symptoms and everything, and I'll insert fat pump pictures at the end, and even one of my whole body. I'm getting good at the mirror shot. I actually managed to get myself in a mirror this time, which is a vast improvement on the previous time I tried to do it, where I mainly shot the door and the wall. I'm so good at everything. So yeah, that's it. So getting down to symptoms, it's much in the same. I'm feeling pretty good, pretty awesome actually. I am tired, I am brain stupid. I still get heartburn, but it's not every day now, thankfully. I seem to have managed to starve that off a wee bit. But yeah, as I said, Gaviscon's going to have to be a thing now, because nothing else works for long. I do still get headaches, but they're not every day. I had a spat where I had like 3 or 4 days where I had a constant headache, and I tried upping my fluid intake, and it's really nothing to do with dehydration, because I was drinking loads and peeing loads to the point that I was actually worrying myself that I was diabetic, because I was peeing so much. And then I was like, for God's sake, you've just drunk 8 pints of water. And I was still getting them. So I think it's just a hormonal thing. I just have to suck it up and take painkillers when they get really, really annoying. But they seem to have worn off. I'll probably get one later now I've said that, but I was alright yesterday, and I think the day before I didn't have a headache. Excuse me, itchy armpit, like you do. I look like a monkey now. Great. Just the look I was going for. So yeah, heartburn, headaches, exhaustion, yawning a lot. I just say the word and I almost yawn. Other than that, it's the pelvic stuff again. The SPD is still being a pain in my ass. Actually, it's a pain in my front, mainly at the minute. It still aches like a beant. Other than that, I am getting sciatica a bit now. But to be fair, as long as I move throughout the day, like, I'm going to regret sitting down now. But I honestly don't care enough to make myself get up. I will pop along throughout the day, la la la, everything's fine, and then we get the kids to bed and get the house like washed up, done, the floors done or whatever. I will sit down, and then when I get up to go pee, which happens because my husband makes tea of an evening, we sit down with a cup of tea. It's very British. And then I get up and oh my God, it hurts. Like the SPD of an evening. I mean, throughout the day, it hurts every now and then if I do certain things, but I'm quite good at watching myself. But of an evening, when I've sat down, you know, when you've got kids, you sit down, and there's a difference between sitting down now when your child's having a nap and sitting down when all the kids are in bed and the housework's done. You go, oh, and like your whole body just, that's going to be my thumbnail now. Your whole body just sort of relaxes. And then when you have to stand up to pee, it really hurts. Like, it really hurts. And I like waddled, fat, pregnant looking person hobbling off to the toilet. It was tragic, and it happens most evenings now, but at least it gives my husband a laugh because I look ridiculous. But if I carry on walking around a wee bit afterwards, then it eases up, and then I can sort of go to bed without too much pain. But I have to sort of like wander around the house before I can attempt to go to bed, otherwise I will be in pain. But it is funny, but it's just because the SPD knocks in with the sciatica. Can be a bit awesome of an evening, but that's it. That's like the only bad thing, and I can't complain about it because it's, you know, it hurts, it's not nice, it really does suck ass in many ways, but it's not awful at all. I'm not hospitalised, I'm not away from my kids, it doesn't stop me doing anything, so everything's been absolutely fine. I'm sort of waiting for like a really bad kidney infection and lands me in hospital or something, because everything's been pretty fine. I have had a lot of nausea of an evening as well. That's the only bugger. When I go up to bed, I lay in bed and I just feel like I'm going to throw up everywhere. It's horrible. It's that really, you know, when you're drunk and you go to bed and the world is spinning and you get that really stomach sick feeling. Well, I don't feel dizzy. I just feel really, really stomach sick, like I'm about to vomit all over the bedding. But I haven't as of yet puked, so I think it's just a I don't know if it's just a dizzy. I don't feel dizzy though, but I don't know. It's strange and annoying, but not the end of the world because again, I haven't been sick and I eventually managed to fall asleep. So can't really complain. I mean, I could, but I'm too tired to complain. That's one of the biggest things. I'm just tired. Go to bed early. Go to bed around 10, like an old woman. But it's all good. Getting on to the scan, that's why this video is a bit bigger because it's a pregnancy overview and the scan overview. Everything's fine. I'll stick some pictures in at the end. They looked at everything top to bottom. They looked at, or she, it was a woman, she looked at everything. He's got a brain, which is awesome, good place to start. He does have the pocket of fluid and they are all well within normal ranges, no issues whatsoever. He's got spine, it tethers into a point. There's no breaks in the spine. You can see the skin completely covers the spine at the back. There was no obvious breaks, so there's no signs of spina bifida, no signs of tubular sclerosis, there are no markers for any genetic conditions, anything that would cause any concern, like his hands opened and closed. He had all his limbs, from what we could see, he had all his digits. He had like kidneys, they showed they were functioning, stomach full of fluid so he could clearly swallow. His bladder was there and it had stuff in it, so chances are, you know, that empties well, though obviously we didn't see it shrink. He didn't pee while we were in there. His legs are legs with perfectly normal sized femurs. They measured the leg bone obviously, and it's perfectly just a little bit above average, which is definitely from David because I'm a short ass. So he definitely has aspects of his father, which is really just the best news ever. But yeah, he's got just slightly over average legs, a wee bit further above average head, but well within normal ranges, and a big old tummy, but again, well within the normal ranges, nothing concerning. Of any concern at all. As I said, no markers, nothing dodgy. Every organ they needed to check was there, present, seemed like it was functioning. So he looks pretty perfect. The only thing that was a bit concerning is when you're a TS, it's hard. For my IPs as well, I think, in some ways, though I haven't actually asked them, so I probably should. When you're a TS, you're not having a child that you think of as yours, obviously, being over this. And you kind of really, now the good thing is all my children seem to be like so much Darren. They don't really look like me at all, or I don't think they do. They just, especially George and Edith, they are miniature Darrens. They really are my husband in miniature. It's actually mildly terrifying. And Alice looks an awful lot like my mother did, like the spit of my mother at her age, which is good because my mum's aged really well, so I'm chuffed for Alice. But none of them really look like me, so I was hoping as Surrogate the kids wouldn't look like me, because that is one thing I suppose dread does work. It sounds dramatic, but it kind of is a dread. I really dread having a child that looks like me, because that's just, yeah. And I mean, I know it's a risk, and it's a risk you take, and that's fine, and I'm taking it. But I really didn't want to have a child that resembled me in any way. I think that's hard for the IPs when you're a traditional surrogate. I think it is quite sad if they look like their parents, if like you have an IM who looks a lot like you, or you look a lot like them, whatever way around you want to view it, then fine. But yeah, I was a bit wary about that, and the only thing that I suppose I found a bit, well, not disheartening, a little bit, was that he has a very pointy chin, and that's blatantly me. Now, David has a normal chin. I'm mucking about going, you've got no chin. He has got a normal chin. I just have a ridiculously, I broke my nose, which is why I've got this lump here. But seriously, it's huge. It's a really pointy chin. And I actually quite love my witchy chin. Like, slap some green paint on me and I'm Elphaba. Totally awesome. But yeah, he did have quite a significant pointy looking chin. I thought, shoot. Because that's something that's going to resemble me, and that's just weird feeling. It's not a bad feeling. It's not like I'm saying I wish he didn't have any, well, I kind of wish he didn't, but not in a bad way. It's hard to explain. But this is going to be a long video, so again, I'll apologise. But yeah, if anyone, I don't know if you'll get that. It's just, I would prefer him to just look like a miniature David and not resemble me in any way. And I'm not sure I'm going to get my wish. But I don't mind them having a child that resembles me. I just don't want to go in the future to his second birthday party or something, or meet new people, and someone without knowing just says, oh, you must be the surrogate, because there's a resemblance. That's what I don't really want that. That would, I don't really want that. But if it happens, it happens, and it's a risk that I was completely aware of, and it's a risk that I'm willing to take as well. So, you know, suck it up, woman. So yeah, that's the only thing that I've thought a bit like, yeah, it makes the reality a little bit more frightening almost, but not actually bad. If I know what I mean, nobody else is gonna know what I mean, but whatever. Anyway, I will stick baby headshot picture thingies from the ultrasound. I'm doing the jazz hands again. Pictures from the ultrasound at the end, followed by a scary body shot, which I did for a laugh, but at least I managed to get a picture of me in a mirror this time, not like just the wardrobe door on the wall like last time. And I will stick in pictures of my flabby bump. I'm so sexy. Yeah, they're great. Anyway, so I'm going to love you and leave you, and I will see you in a few days. Bye.